showed us in this conference.
Let's go.
Handre, just maybe start, just how's the lead-in been, confidence levels, and how much, I know Rossi said yesterday there's no talk of revenge, but how much is there a desire to break this sort of bogey or whatever it is?
No, I think confidence in the group's good. We've really been training hard and preparing well. But yeah, we're not driven by that. I mean, of course, we want to break that and we want to beat them, but we don't put too much focus on that. It's we'll speak about that more on Friday probably. But for now, it was very technical this week. Make sure everything's in place in order to put ourselves in a position to win a rugby match. So I'm sure that will be spoken about more on Friday. But for now, it's been focused on the detail and the rugby stuff.
You haven't been back to Loftus for a while. How's that going to be for you? Go back?
It's lovely, man. It's a special place. I keep it dear to my heart. Spent 7 good years at the Bulls, and I love playing at Loftus. One of the great stadiums in the world to play rugby at, and to play at sold out Loftus Test match. It's going to be a special day.
Just the last time you guys played Ireland, probably it's fair to say that you guys almost shot yourselves in the foot with missed goal kicks and not taking the chances that you had. How much emphasis has been on that, just to make sure that those moments you capitalise on when you get them?
Yeah, I mean, the goal kicking is the goal kicking. That's just sort of a separate part of the game. We've got to focus on playing well and giving ourselves those opportunities again. If we don't do that, there won't be any quick kicks at goal anyway. So we know the opportunities are there. It was that day in Paris as well. We just got to be a little bit more composed and try and get something out of every 22 entry we get. It's not going to be a lot. I think it's going to be few and few apart for both teams. So whenever you get that shot, you've got to be clinical. So yeah, we'll try our best in terms of that.
I'm going to ask you, this question probably be much better in Afrikaans though, but I'm going to try to ask you in English first. A couple of years ago, in fact many moons ago, there was a guy called Derek Hougaard. He was a lieutenant at Loftus Versfeld. A few years later, there was another general called Morne Steyn. They helped the Springboks to beat the British and Irish Lions twice. Then there's a guy called Handre Pollard. He managed to help the Springboks win the World Cup twice though, sir. Can I ask you, I need a headline, can I refer to you as the Springboks as the Springboks as general? How would you see yourself in this Springbok setup now after all the experience
I see myself as a Springbok player, that's it. Contributing to the team. Whatever the people want to call people outside of this, they can do whatever they want. It's up to them. But in this team, we're just a bunch of Springbok players together and trying to do our best.
But you just said you've been at this venue in Pretoria at the Bulls for 7 years. You're quite familiar with this venue. Your role will be quite crucial this coming Saturday.
Yeah, I think everybody's got a massive role to play. My responsibility is to drive the team forward, make sure we play in the right areas of the field and control the game. Everybody's got their thing that they have to do. I don't think anyone's is more important than the other one. These days, rugby is not a 10-man game like it used to be in the past. So we're gonna all contribute to our best and towards the common team goal.
Handre, Tony Brown here this week, I'm sure you read or you probably saw it. His comments about you, how he feels that you need to be taking the ball more up on the game line. Just your thoughts on that, and how do you want to go forward with Tony in terms of that?
I actually haven't seen that. I haven't read much, but that sounds good. I mean, I really enjoyed Tony. He's been a real breath of fresh air for us. We were very privileged to have Felix in the past. He was brilliant. Tony just thinks about the game a little bit different. He's, of course, got experience all over the world. So we've enjoyed him a lot since he's come in. If that gets us going at the line a bit more and playing a bit more on the game line, great. But again, we've got our plans for this weekend and we'll just try and stick to that.
Handre, do you expect Ireland will have a bit of a different dynamic with Sexton not being a 10 anymore and playing against Currie in the past?
I think, yeah, I mean, Johnny was massive for them. So, I mean, we all know that. But Carly's been really good, eh? He's really stepped up. They needed somebody to fill that role, and he's really stepped up. So he's a guy we've looked at a lot this week. He controls the game very well, takes the ball to the line very well. So yeah, he's a big threat. But yeah, we'll try and look after him as best as we can. But he's filled that gap very, very well.
Have you played against him before?
No, not that I can remember. No.
You obviously wasn't part of that last match. So is it fair to say you don't carry the necessary, although you are always part of the Springbok setup, you don't necessarily carry the scars of the last encounter between the Springboks and Ireland in that group stage match? I can ask this question to Cheslin as well. Where were you, what were you thinking back then last year during that match with that narrow defeat? And what were you thinking going into this match this Saturday?
I was in the stands watching it, and I just remember thinking that the boys did an unbelievable job. I think we played very, very well that day. It was just unfortunate we didn't convert all our opportunities, of course, but I really thought we created a lot and there was opportunities to put them away, but we didn't. Credit to them, great side, so they're always going to try and keep us out. So I think it's not a scar. I think we should take confidence out of that. We were so close that day, and back at home now, I think we'll try and change that.
I think there's a home ground advantage. Does that, it's an obvious question, it probably counts for a lot though, sir. But does that mean the World Champions just come up, rock up on Saturday and just come and collect the W this week?
Definitely not. Home ground advantage, I think it's going to depend on how much brandy the guys drink outside before the game. So no, we're really looking forward to it. It's great being back home. Loftus is a special vibe and a special place, and it's going to be pretty hostile, which we enjoy, which we like. So definitely that doesn't mean we come and get the W. We gotta go out and earn it every single minute, and yeah, that's it.
Handre, just talking about such a fan with Pumas, he's one of the young bloods coming into the system. I mean, he was exceptional against Wales. Just wonder how you found him drilling into the system, especially as another playmaker.
Oh, I've been very, very impressed. I mean, of course, I've watched him for a couple of years now, playing for the Stormers, but his understanding of the game, his work ethic, and he's an unbelievably skilled player, as we all know. So he's been really good, and I'm really excited to see where he can go. The longer he stays in the system, the more he plays, the more time he gets in the group. I really think it's a very good thing, and it's just creating more depth in every position. He can play 10, 12, 15 everywhere, so it's a great guy to have in the squad.
This one,
Yes.
So when you say take advantage about the game differently, what do you mean?
Well, I'm not going to get into the detail, but he's with the background that he has in the teams he's coached in the past, he's probably had to look for space in a different way than we are used to. We used to always just rely on our strength and our physicality to get us going line. He sees it a bit differently, and I think as a group we're at a point now where we can start using a bit more of our skill set and not just be one-dimensional direct team. Of course we have that, and we're never going to go away from that. But the way he sees space and the way he sees our guys using our strengths in a way that we can create more space for our exciting outside backs, I think that's exciting. Again, against good defences like Ireland, that's not always going to be the case. But if we can create a couple more opportunities in the game for them, that's a win for us.
And a lot of South Africans tend to see sort of Ireland and Leinster as kind of like the same thing. You know, like if you watch the build-up to the URC semi-final, it kind of sounded like it's exactly the same team. For you, what's the fundamental difference between those teams? I mean, other than the obvious thing that one's the club side and the other one's the international side,
Yeah.
from a technical perspective.
No, I think, listen, Leinster's a great club, but Leinster's not Ireland. First and foremost, we've got to understand that when those guys play for their country, they go up another level, and they get the best guys in the country as well in, to complement that big group of players from Leinster. So, listen, I'd probably say the big thing is they've got their systems and they've got their structures in place and they play the game the way that they want to play it. But the physicality is probably a thing that just goes to another level. It's the main thing for me when you play Ireland instead of Leinster. It's a different physical battle. Even though it's mostly the same players, just like us, when you put that jersey on, you go to a different level, and that's probably the biggest thing.
Andre, sorry, just on another note, can I ask you, away from the rugby match, join from Milan, what do you guys do when somebody celebrates a birthday in the Springbok camp? What is the procedure in the camp? And maybe the serious part of that question is, what does he contribute to the team now? Once he was part of your teammates, and now suddenly he's part of the management coaching team now. Do you guys refer to him as Meneer or
when it's your birthday, you get a lot of stick, especially him, getting older now. No, Dwayne's part of the coaching team now. Of course, he's got a special connection with the players, which I think is great for this coaching team. He's sort of the middleman in terms of the players, because he understands, he's played recently, so he's been really good. We don't refer to him as coach, we call him Dwayne, but He's been great. He's been really good at the breakdown stuff, small things of his experience in the past he brings to the team, and we've really enjoyed working with him so far.
Andre, there's a lot of hype in the media that it's the world champs against the best team in the world. How do you players view that kind of series?
We see it as a test match. We see it as a test match at home. Whoever we play against at home, we're a proud nation, and we're going to try and defend our home ground. That's it. Whether it's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter. Ireland's a great team, and they deserve the respect that they get. But it's up to us now to defend our home turf, and yeah, really looking forward to that. For me, I think the best thing we can do as senior players is just lead by example with work ethic. That's the thing. Young guys come with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, eagerness, which is great, and we can pass down what we've learned, but we learn from them just as much. The game keeps changing every single day, so it's really nice. But I think the way the boys have been training, especially the older guys, has been pretty impressive, and it shows that they still got that hunger, and they want to keep their places as long as they can in the team. So we're in a good place in terms of that.
Andre, can I just ask you, it would be easy for a team who's done what you guys have done to be satisfied. Where does the drive come from now after conquering what you've done?
Oh man, for us, it's great what happened in the past and the 2 World Cups. It's great. I mean, we all enjoyed it and we celebrated it, but we want to win every test match we play. It's as simple as that. And to play for your country is the biggest privilege that there is. And I don't think anybody in this group needs any more motivation than that. It's been said in the past, we've been a little bit inconsistent between World Cups. So we want to rectify that and be better. We're not going to win every single game. We're not unrealistic, but we want to be consistently very, very good. But in terms of motivation, you don't need much more than putting on a Springbok jersey.
So there's a quirk this week that 12 probably of the Irish team are coached by Jacques Nienaber, and lots of them in the squad as well. And we hear they've been feeding stuff back to them, and you know he knows you guys inside out. Like, do you think there's an influence there? Can you think too much about things like that?
Nah, so if that's the case, it's the case. We can't think about stuff like that. We've got too much to worry about here.
Okay, can we move to Afrikaans, guys?